Strong winds are hammering the middle of the country. The Bassmaster Elites are dodging storms, and one angler is putting on a historic show. Let's break it all down. Welcome back to the Bass Prediction Center, where we're tracking weather, seasonal patterns, and tournament trends so you can make better fishing decisions. All right, guys, a quick review of our map, which has stayed basically the same since earlier in the week. We have our ice line sitting up here right along the Canadian border. It has not moved much. It's looking to move later this week, so hopefully these guys can thaw out. I know Matt Steffen here in Wisconsin, he said he's starting to thaw out up there, so that's super exciting for all y'all. Winter patterns draped across this part of the country from Massachusetts all the way to Washington. Fishing those blade baits, those big crankbaits down deep and quick, burn, pause. Prespawn, my tournament's happening right in the gut of the Prespawn. Super excited for that. Should be an awesome tournament tomorrow. The Bass Pasquotank River tournament is happening right in the spawn right here. And the spawn stretches all the way from California to North Carolina. April's one of the best months to be fishing. The whole country's in a great period for fishing right now. So post spawn down here in Florida, shell beds, hard spots. South Texas, kind of the same thing out on those points. Probably seeing a little bit of shad spawn down in Houston right now. So that's our map, guys. Let's move on. All right, this is the bass tournament, the Bassmaster Elite at the Pasquotank River over there in the Albemarle Sound in North Carolina. Right now, Kyle Welcher's absolutely dominating this thing. This guy's got almost 60 pounds, and the next competitor only has 35 for 2 days. Kyle caught that yesterday. He must have found some sort of special spot. I can't wait to hear the juice, what happened, but he's killing the field. This is one of the biggest blowouts I've ever seen in a Bassmaster tournament. If you guys aren't missing this right now, go over to Bassmaster.com and watch it live because it is absolutely nuts right now with Kyle Welcher putting on a show. They call him Stone Cold Kyle Welcher for a reason, you know? All right, looking over at SiltedWaterBass.com. Charlie called me yesterday, our tournament director, and talked about possibly canceling our tournament because it is going to be 20 to 30 miles an hour with some 40-mile-an-hour gusts tomorrow, but it is coming out of the south, which should protect the launch and most of the fishing areas. So he decided to keep it going, so I'm super excited. We're going to be fishing tomorrow, pending any weather changes, but it looks like everything's going to remain the same. So we'll have an update. We'll do a tournament breakdown next week for you guys. Should be super fun. Hoping to catch at least 17, 18 pounds and win this thing tomorrow. So check out SiltedWaterBass.com if you're in the area. You guys want to fish some tournaments in Nebraska or Kansas. What's up, guys? As you know, we've been shooting for 500 subscribers here at the BPC. We're getting closer and closer every single day, thanks to you. So what we're going to be doing is a giveaway. We're going to give away some Beyond Braid products to everybody that's subscribed since we started doing the BPC back in February. What we're going to give away is a tackle box from Beyond Braid. These are super nice, waterproof, rust-proof tackle boxes. They have a bunch of dividers. It's a 3,700 size box. And we're also going to give away one spool of Beyond Braid Black 8X. This is super smooth. It's the smoothest casting braid on the internet right now. And this is a 300-yard spool, so you can rig up 2 or 3 rods with this thing. So if you want to get in this drawing, all you got to do is subscribe to the channel right now. We're going to get to 500, and when we do, we're going to give this stuff away. So thanks for subscribing, guys. You've been awesome. Let's build the best fishing community out there, right? All right, guys, first looking at North Carolina where the Bassmaster Elite is happening. It looks like these storms are going to push out of here just in time for the weigh-in. I know the guys had the rain gear on, but looking pretty good for the rest of the day. Shouldn't be anything severe, just a little bit of rain off and on. So if you're over there in North Carolina watching the weigh-in for the Bassmaster Elite, watching Kyle Welcher take this thing by storm, you should be nice and dry. Just bring maybe an umbrella. All right, for the rest of the weekend, things are looking pretty quiet rain-wise. This low-pressure system is just going to kind of go up the coast. So if you're in Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, New York, you're going to get some rain throughout Saturday and into Sunday. And this is going to actually turn into snow for New Hampshire, Vermont, and then eastern New York. So it shouldn't be any big accumulations, just some flurries and things. And then that'll push out through Sunday. And we do have a new low-pressure system that's going to form right up here on Sunday in Minnesota area, Wisconsin. And it's basically just going to bring some bands of rain. Nothing big at all. Probably just some light showers here along the border. But it was originally going to affect down here, but it looks like it's going to push north faster than everybody thought. So that should keep everybody dry through Sunday. And then looking into the beginning of next week, starts off pretty quiet. If you're up here in Canada, it's going to be snowing and maybe maybe northern Minnesota, northern Wisconsin on Monday or Tuesday. So keep your eye out for that. We'll see what it does, but it should be fine. All right, looking at winds, and this is our only real problem we have, and this is why my tournament almost got canceled. As you can see here, Saturday morning, it starts to pick up right here, just a nice swath from Minnesota all the way down into West Texas. And it just builds through Saturday up into like, it's going to be 20 to 30 here. This whole purple area all the way from the Mexican border all the way almost into Canada. So just a patch of winds that's going to make fishing a little bit rough. Can't have anything perfect, but, you know, we'll fish through it and catch some fish. And then Sunday, kind of the same thing, except for it pushes down out of Canada. And these winds are going to switch from the north here and push down out of Canada. It might be cool, a little bit cooler, but those are going to mostly be in South Dakota and North Dakota. So it shouldn't affect anybody in the south as much. But just keep your life jackets if you're fishing in the Great Plains. Keep your life jacket, your kill switches engaged. All right, these are our high temperatures for Friday today. Have a shot of cool air here from Maine all the way to a line stretching from Canada down to Missouri. So you're looking at 50s and 60s all through here in the Midwest, and then 40s up in the Northeast. And then down in Florida, you're looking great. Texas, almost 90 degrees. Arizona, you are almost 100 degrees. So if you're fishing in Arizona, you're cooking right now. And then California, you're in the 70s and 80s. And then in the Northwest, it's a little bit cooler, 50s, 40s and 50s up there. Saturday, high temps, big patch of warm air pushes up into Nebraska. You're looking at almost 90 degrees here. Where my tournament's happening, it's going to be in the high 80s. Southwest Nebraska might even reach 90 degrees. Florida, you're sitting at the same. California, still the same. The Midwest, you're going to finally see some warm air push in, which is nice for you guys. Should be a nice day for fishing on Saturday. Low winds and decent temperatures. Northwest, still in the 40s and 50s, and Northeast, still in the 40s. All right, in the Sunday high temperatures, Texas, you're looking at almost 100 degrees on Sunday. So if you're out there, make sure you got your sunscreen and definitely a lot of water. Oklahoma, high 80s. Kansas, you're in the 70s. The Northeast, starting to warm up. Maine, you're still in the 40s, but Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, warming up into the mid-50s finally. North Carolina, 60s for that Sunday finish on the tournament to watch Kyle Welcher win this thing. Florida, you're in the 70s. California in the 70s. And in the Northwest, from North Dakota all the way to Washington, you're in the 40s and 50s up there. And that's your weather. So let's jump into your favorite part, the baits of the week. All right, guys, now it's time to review our Beyond Braid baits of the week. All right, guys, it's time to review our Beyond Braid baits of the week. Go to beyondbraid.com. Use code BPC10 to get 10% off anything on the website. All right, guys, our post-spawn areas, we were looking at a Picasso tungsten football jig. I still think this is a great pick. If you have some hard spots, some offshore areas, put this crud craw on the back of this thing, drag it around. You're going to catch some giants this time of the year. Spawn areas, we had a secret bait here, and this is our Rapala original floating minnow. Work this thing almost like a topwater. Just let it dive just a little bit under, let it float to the surface. Giant female bass are going to blow this thing up. Kyle Welcher might even be using this thing right now over there in North Carolina. Pre-spawn areas, we're looking at the Rapala Oscarage Slim 6. This is a great flat-side crank, especially in the early pre-spawn areas. All around rocks, standing timber, bounce this thing off cover, hammer some giant females. And then in winter areas, you're looking at a River to Sea Tactical DD crank. The guys over at Tactical Bass designed this thing for River to Sea. It's their burn pause in winter areas where you've got huge schools of fish. And you're going to trigger a reaction bite with this thing, and it's made specifically for winter fishing. So check out the Beyond Braid baits of the week. Go to beyondbraid.com. Use the code BPC10 at checkout. That is your Bass Prediction Center weekend update. Make sure you guys comment below with where you're fishing and what you've got tied on your line. And don't forget to subscribe, tag us in your big catches, tight lines. We'll see you Tuesday for the full weekly forecast. And we're going to have a tournament breakdown next week with how I do in my own tournament.